I don't believe you. I know he's here.
You're a monster.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Russell here with Scary Kid Studios, back for another devlog. Really excited to have you guys here again, and thank you for joining and tuning in. In case you missed the last devlog, behind the scenes of my new horror game, Don't Fret, we covered a ton, how the demo performed, the voice actors involved, some of the major updates that I'm working on, including enemy interactions, and of course our amazing doors. I want to talk with you about what we have been up to the past 3 months. It's been a long time. It's been a wild ride. We've stepped into 2025. All sorts of cool things going on. So, gonna kick things off first with wish lists. So in the last video, I said we were right about to hit 7,000, and we are now right about to hit 8,000. So we're closing in on 8,000 wish lists on Steam. So if you haven't done so already, wish list, of course, tell your friends, all that good stuff. Things have slowed down a bit on the wish list side, but it makes sense. Our entire team has been heads down just working on the game, so we have stepped back a little bit from the marketing of Don't Fret, but you know that makes sense. But it's a long journey here. So what exactly have we been doing? So we took a huge step back and we really analyzed all of the feedback that we were getting from Discord, Steam reviews, social media, all of that good stuff. And so the biggest takeaway from all of that was this. Don't Fret has massive potential. People are hoping that we can fully deliver on what we said we would in the demo. The demo had a lot packed into it, and while it was a strong first look, it was also short-sighted in some ways. So many of the mechanics, like the payphone coins, the radio antenna trigger, even the doors, right? They were built for very specific moments, which was impossible for a long-term game, for many different reasons. So we went in and over the past 3 months have completely overhauled the game system from the ground up. Everything that we had blocked out from a story perspective is still in place, but mechanically, nearly everything has been rebuilt. That overhaul is allowing us to reuse mechanics across the entire game instead of in these one-off instances. Ensuring everything works with our save system. If you're developing any sort of game, you know that checkpoints and saves will be the death of you. It's so tough, and if you don't do it right from the ground up, it's really challenging. So we're making sure that everything's working with our save system and all that good stuff. It's also giving our developers and artists and everyone more time to focus on new content instead of consistently reinventing the wheel every time we want to do something that, you know, because it was done for a specific purpose, we got to rewire it up for another specific purpose, and it actually just it's not a great way to go about doing things at scale. So let's talk about some fun, new, and improved mechanics. Let's talk about some gameplay improvements. In the last devlog, I briefly mentioned that we were revamping enemies and doors, but that's just the start. One of the biggest requests that we saw was people wanted more movement options for Fret. No, I've not included jumping. I'll start with that. Something about jumping in a horror game for me, it sort of takes me out of the element a little bit, and I don't know why. So no jumping, but here's some clips of what you can expect from some of our new mechanics. So with that, you know, we're calling these sort of our new traversal mechanics. We've got crouching, we've got crawling, we've got climbing into vents up above, all sorts of really cool things. And what I think is awesome about adding that into the game is it's allowing for more hidden areas and multiple routes to take you through the game, so that it's not feeling like this total linear, just straightforward shot from point A to point B. There's lots of different routes you can take. So I don't want to spoil everything just yet, so I'm going to leave it at that, since there's so many more things, but we'll stop with some of those mechanics there. How else has the game changed since the demo? So with all these updates, the original demo is sort of a relic of the past, not in a bad way or anything like that. It's just so much has changed from the way that the game feels and it's being played. The core story and the details from the demo are definitely still canon, and the way that you, I guess, get to some of those plot points or understanding of reading the lore and all that stuff, that might have changed, but again, the story hasn't changed. Now, the way that the intro plays out, spoiler alert, is going to be different in the game. I have reworked that bottom area just a little bit to include some other areas, so it's totally going to feel fresh, which I also think is cool for people who have played the demo to get a fresh experience, and that we didn't just recycle and reuse. So if you did, play a lot of that demo, 2 hours of that demo, which a lot of the playtime in that demo is around an hour, so the average playtime that is. So, if you were one of those people who spent longer in there, you'll have a really fun and exciting new opportunity to explore for when the game comes out. I really want Don't Fret to feel like a living and breathing world, not just a series of scripted sequences, which I think a lot of indie horror falls into that trap, and it's easy to do. This is a really, really hard project, and I definitely underestimated how difficult it would be. I've played so many horror games in my life, watched tons of horror movies. How hard could it be to do your own? Well, it's easy to feel like a haunted house, sort of like, oh, I walked here and I triggered this door to open and this, that, and then I triggered this. And that's really easy to feel hollow, and it just, that's not the type of game I wanted to make. And the demo, right, had so many cool elements in there, but if you think about that at scale, how do you do that at scale so that it doesn't feel boring and repetitive, right? It's very curated and handcrafted every single moment, and that's what I am trying to do alongside everybody working on the creative side of the game. We're trying to make this a really special experience around every single corner, and that means time, and I definitely underestimated that. So again, kind of looking at some of those things that were in the demo but were done in a demo capacity. The tapes that you found to play music, right? I've talked about this a lot. We're going to be having lots of nerdcore artists involved in the game, and you'll be able to play those. We're making them CDs, and there is a jukebox that we've teased that wasn't working in the demo, and we're going to be having that be the way that you play these songs that you find, and that's going to be really fun. We've got the payphone sort of backstory, side quests, if you will, way to uncover the story. We've got all sorts of other fun Easter eggs, but again, adding that in every nook and cranny is really challenging. So a really fun reveal here. How big is Don't Fret? I've said a couple different things online, and I think I'm gravitating more down a 4 to 5 hour gameplay straight shot. If you were just running 4 to 5 hours, that's not taking into account enemy interaction, dying, world exploration, all that stuff. So if you prefer to stick to the main story, you should be able to do that. And I think that's a pretty fair pretty fair time frame to play a game like this. I don't want to spend so long on this story that nobody even cares to get to, right? I want to make sure that, again, it's really impactful, but also for those people who like to explore and lore hunt and uncover the world that we're building, also give them that opportunity as well. Okay, now I know what everybody has been waiting for. The polls said it, but a new trailer. I don't want to drop one right now. I thought long and hard about it. I knew that answer was going to be trailer, but I don't want to show off a new trailer until all the bells and whistles are fully thought through, and yeah, I'm gonna be re-releasing Don't Fret, because we sort of announced the demo and treated the demo like a game, and the new game is it's going to be so different. And so I'll be in a way re-releasing the game, but what I will do is show off some new areas in the game. Of course, you guys are all familiar with some of the hallways in the school, but it's gotten a facelift. There's so much more. It's so much bigger. Check this out. The scale of what you're going to play in this part of the game is so much grander than what you got in the demo. Funny enough, people who played the demo, surprising to me, seem to get lost. And I think there's like this illusion of different areas to go, but if you actually top down dissect that level in the demo, it's just a square. So it was pretty funny that people got so lost when it was literally a square. You can't really go anywhere once you're inside the school. Anyway, so the Forte store. So this is our take on a classical school, like student store. So there'll be multiple locations of the Forte store, each with something pretty fun in there for you. Got some really fun 90s theme, sort of a retro vibe in here for those of you who know what store this was inspired by. Drop a comment. Super excited about how this thing turned out. We've got a very cool, mysterious elevator. Some sharp-eyed PNG hunters have already spotted this in some of the screenshots that I was teasing out about the new loading zone, but I'm not going to spoil where it leads, but just know it's going to be really fun. And with all the new movement mechanics like crouching and climbing and crawling, expect tons of like hidden routes and secrets throughout the game, which I'm pretty stoked on. Playtesting and release date updates. Here's definitely some big news. We have officially started playtesting the first third of the game. We have done our sort of initial internal playtesting, but we have moved on to external playtesting, and this is where things get really fun and / dicey and crazy, because when we get the feedback of what we thought was people understood what to do and where to go and all this stuff, and then you see somebody who hasn't had their eyes on this game for a long time and they're like, I don't know what I was supposed to do, and you watch them fiddle with something for 10 minutes and you're like, okay, maybe we need to go back to the drawing board on that. So that's where we're at right now. I know you might be thinking, what? You're only a third of the way through, but it's a big game. And after completely overhauling the mechanics, right, we want to get this right. And so that's where the playtesting really comes into play. I know a lot of indie games do not do enough playtesting. We playtested the hell out of the demo. Man, I don't even know how many people we had. 30, 40 people play that small, what was intended to be a 15-minute demo, which actually I think you can speedrun that demo in about 12 minutes. We playtested that for weeks and weeks and weeks. So if you think about a full 4 to 5 hour game, we got a lot of playtesting to do and a lot of changes, and making sure that those changes are done not on a whim, but that they make sense. So the other big focus right now, outside of development, is like cinematics and character interactions. We've got the voice actors, right? There's tons of voice acting going on in the game. So managing the voice acting, directing the voice actors, working with the animators, working on the mocap, working on cleaning up the mocap, right? You can't just like dump in mocap footage and hope that it works. There's a lot of cleanup and work that goes to make sure that those things look nice. I'm really pushing for a cinematic feel in the key moments, and I'm not a professional by any means in terms of cinematography. So this game, I think, has like an interesting cinematic style that feels unique to Don't Fret, because I'm the one directing those cinematics, and I'm just kind of winging it to what I think's cool. So I think there's a fun little charm about that with how it's being filmed. On to our next important update. A timeline announcement of when this game's coming out. Originally, we were aiming for a 2025 release. After seeing the scope of the game and being in the weeds for so long and revamping what we believe is going to make this game great, I do not want our team to be burnt out, right? That's the biggest thing that I think I've seen also and heard and read, where studios really fail, and I don't think that's something that I want to do at all. I definitely don't want to do that for our team. So I don't want to create rush and to create a crunch culture that makes developing a game miserable. We started it to have fun, and while developing a game is by no means just like wake up and it's so fun, that is not how developing a game is. It's a lot of hard work. It's dedication. It's diligence. It's also keeping focused and helping keep the team focused. Part of my job is making sure that we're all invigorated and we have a clear path and we have a clear goal. That is really hard to do, and I can only imagine how many teams don't do that. And I want to try to make sure that we're doing that in the best way. So I can't give an exact release date for Don't Fret, but it has been pushed to 2026. With that said, I am aiming for early 2026 rather than late. So you're not going to be waiting forever, I promise. Okay, so my ask for the community, is that we're doing everything that we can to try to make this game truly something special for you. If you haven't already, wishlist the game on Steam. It helps us a ton. Leave a review on the Steam demo page. I know not all 7,000 people who have downloaded the game have left a review. If you are one of the people who have played Don't Fret the demo, please go to the demo page and leave a review. It helps more than you know. It's something that we leverage in our conversations with platforms and press and all things. It's inspiring for the team when we read those reviews, good or bad. It helps us in the long run. So please leave a review. Join our Discord. I post frequent updates, sneak peeks all the time. We have an awesome community that chats regularly in there. Join our Discord. The link is in the description. And finally, if you have any friends that love indie horror, Don't Fret, or just creepy games in general, please tell them about us. And thank you for sticking with us along the journey. Can't wait to show you guys even more soon. So that's it for now. Get back in there, play the demo. There's lots of stuff you probably missed. Join our community, and stay tuned for our next big update. And I really, 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 really am excited to show you some new stuff soon. So, all right. Thanks for sticking with me. Chat with you guys later. Bye.
Don't fret, it's a world of mystery. Don't fret, strum along and you will see. Don't fret, doesn't matter what you wanna be, and even though you're gonna die, don't fret.